the shepherd who defied an empire, the Roman conquest of Iberia. For centuries, the Roman Republic expanded its power across the Mediterranean. By the 3rd century BC, its gaze fell upon a vast resource-rich land to the west, the Iberian Peninsula, known to the Romans as Hispania. But this conquest would be no swift victory. It would become one of Rome's longest and most brutal campaigns, and its story would be defined by a man of humble origin, who became the fiercest resistance leader the legions had ever faced. Viriathus highlights the Carthaginian territories and the subsequent Roman provinces of Hispania, Citerio, and Hispania Alteria. The Romans first landed in Hispania in 218 BC during the Second Punic War, not to conquer the peninsula itself, but to fight their arch-rivals, the Carthaginians. After defeating them, Rome saw the immense wealth of the region, its gold, silver, and strategic ports. But the native tribes of the peninsula, from the Celts and Celtiberians to the fierce Lusitanians, were not so easily subdued. The so-called pacification of Hispania would last nearly 2 centuries. Close-ups of Lusitanian warriors showing their distinct clothing and weapons. Among the most stubborn and skilled of these tribes were the Lusitanians, inhabiting the area of what is today central Portugal and western Spain. They were masters of their rugged terrain and experts in unconventional warfare. And it was from this people, in the mid-2nd century BC, that a new kind of hero would emerge. Viriathus was a shepherd and a hunter, a man of the people. His life was forever changed by an act of horrific treachery. In 150 BC, a Roman general named Galba lured thousands of Lusitanian warriors who had surrendered into a trap. He promised them land and safety, but instead, he massacred them all. Viriathus was one of the few who miraculously escaped. The betrayal forged an unbreakable hatred in his heart and earned him the trust and respect of his people. A map shows his campaigns and victories against Roman armies. 2 years later, in 148 BC, Viriathus was chosen as the leader of the Lusitanian resistance. He was a brilliant strategist, a master of guerrilla warfare. His tactics were simple, yet devastatingly effective. Ambush, hit-and-run attacks, and a deep knowledge of the land to outmaneuver the disciplined but cumbersome Roman legions. For 8 years he humiliated Rome, defeating one Roman general after another. His name became legendary throughout the Roman world, a symbol of defiance against the mighty Republic. He was hailed as the Terror of Rome and the Unconquered Lusitanian. Viriathus's success was not just military. He united various tribes against the common enemy, transforming a fragmented resistance into a powerful, coordinated force. He was a leader of great personal integrity, known for sharing the spoils of war equally among his men and refusing to enrich himself. He fought not for glory or plunder, but for the freedom of his people. He talks to 3 Lusitanian envoys, with bags of gold visibly exchanged. By 139 BC, the war-weary Romans had tried every military tactic to defeat him, but all had failed. Finally, they turned to their ultimate weapon, betrayal. The new Roman commander, Quintus Servilius Caepio, secretly contacted 3 of Viriathus's most trusted envoys, Audax, Ditalco, and Minurus. He bribed them with promises of wealth and power to assassinate their leader. That night, the envoys crept into Viriathus's tent, and as he slept, they murdered him. The assassination of their leader demoralized the Lusitanian forces, and without their genius commander, The resistance slowly crumbled. The three traitors went to collect their reward, but the Romans, ever cunning, denied them payment with a chilling statement: "Rome does not pay traitors." Viriathus was defeated not in battle, but by treachery. His death marked the beginning of the end for the Lusitanian War. But his legacy lived on. For centuries, he remained a symbol of courage and resistance, a hero who, through cunning and a fierce spirit, proved that even the mightiest empire could be brought to its knees by one man who refused to be conquered.